Well, it is a warm welcome to Waiting to Win as we look ahead to a busy scheduling over the next 3 days locally. We're starting off at our usual starting point for Friday. It is Gqeberha, where we're on the turf, and it looks like the weather will play ball. It is a kind of a headwind that we'll be racing against, but no rain is forecast. 12:30 is the time you need to take note of, because that is the start of that bipod 12:30, the first of 8. And without further ado, let's talk to Mr. Podesta. Nino, a warm welcome to you. It is a busy day into the evening. We're back in KZN for racing on the turf at Hollywoodbets Greyville, and that's about 15:40 the off time there. But 12:30 is what we are focusing on. Welcome.
Good morning, Cecil, and what a lovely surprise to see you again. So we're starting on race 1, the bipod, and I'm very strong on number 5 here, Golden Palm. I think the run behind Another Dance for Me was a cracker, and he's going to love the extra 200 meters being by Master of My Fate. And also because number 5, Winter Warfare, the run behind Direct Hit hasn't been franked. The horse had ran second to it. Ran not a good race last time out. So I think the form behind Another Dance for Me is much stronger. So confident selection and banker in the bipod, number 5, Golden Palm.
All right, in the colours of Mr. PJ Moore, it is Alan Krief and Richard Fourie looking to round off what's been a good week for them. I do believe that they made a rich harvest on a Tuesday when we last raced there. Banker 5 in that first leg of the bipod. Outlay, 96 Rand, 12:30 is your off time to race 1. All right, let's get on to the first leg of the PA. Race number 2, a racing today, Maiden Plate. It's over the 1,400 meters. Fillies and Mares face up. We've got our only scratching right now as we record for this afternoon's racing. It is the Hats Montera that is number 5, leaving us a field that has been depleted to 6 runners. And just talking about the recent meeting held earlier on in the week, number 7, Dead of Night, after only 1 run in KZN, was shipped off to the Eastern Cape now with Zitzman Oosthuizen. On the Polly on a Tuesday, didn't perform too well, but that was a look-see 8th, and that was 8.15 lengths behind a horse called Miss Pryor. Now we've got an 11 to 20 odds-on favourite. It is a duo again, Alan Krief and Richard Fourie. But money coming in for a local debutant, and that is Bezonda, also coming through from the Western Cape, coming through to the Eastern Cape stable of Gavin Smith. How do we play this banker once again, Mr. Podesta?
Most definitely. One Giant Leap ran a cracker last time behind the Cape Raider Poet Princess from the Candice Bass stable. This one will fully is going to appreciate the 1,400. I do make the only danger number 2, Bazonda, but again, this is going to be a very hard horse to beat. So confident selection number 4. Number 4, One Giant Leap to beat number 2, Bazonda. But in the bipod, I think we're safe enough for the banker.
Bipod and, of course, the place accumulator, the first leg being a race number 2. And there are 2 bankers to prop up that PA. Race number 7, that is leg 6. We've got number 7 as a banker. That is Heart Stealer, who's best bet in computer form. And then in race number 8, the 3 is a banker, and that is a Zatara Magic. After that second and last time out in a feature, but a good weight turnaround with the victor then, Bournemouth. That's a PA. Again, an outlay of 96 Rand. The pick 6 starts with race number 3, and that is at 13:40, the start of the third of 8 races. This is our first handicap of the afternoon. It is the Fillies and Mares 86 over the 1,200 meters. And again, it is history repeating itself. It is Alan Krief and Richard Fourie with the favorite in race number 3, although not as short as the preceding 2. This one is easier to back at 12 to 10 in the colors of the Vernus family. And that goes by the name Love Grass. That is at 12 to 10. As far as the market rivals, the 2 Bomber Girl is at 5 to 2, 7 to 2 is number 4, Jew Win Again, 8 to 1, and a better bar those. Well, the first 2, if races are 1 on paper, definitely pass the post. The third one has been firmed into that 12 to 10, Nino. And I know that in the next race, we've got yet another favorite from the Krief stable. What price for the first 4 all coming through?
It's not an impossibility, but Lovegrass, even though I believe she has a beating of Bomber Girl, there is a horse lurking on the sidelines here at around about 8-1, and that is my first choice in the race. Not to be left out of any bet is number 3, Mythical Dream. So even though Lovegrass has never won over 1,200 meters, I don't see a problem being out of give me the green light. But 12 to 10, and I'm hoping that Mythical Dream will run a big race for me. So 1, 2, and 3 go in. I cannot see the winner not coming from one of those 3 horses.
So you're brassing the third favorite, the 4U win again.
Yes, yeah. I think it's too short for that.
Thank
and
you.
He's better on the
Okay, 1, 2, 3. That is sufficient for Nino in that first leg of the Pick 6. And again, that banker will come in the form of Heart Stealer race number 7. And that is saddlecloth number 7. An outlay of 528 Rand. 2 Meninos, Pick 6. And again, be reminded, it is race number 3, the first leg. Well, it is race number 4 that will see the start of the first of our 2 jackpots. We drop down in class to fillies and mares 70, and this again is over the 1,200 meters, but it is a favorite coming through from the Kruif stable in those very, 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 very informed colors of the Ridgemont and Devon heifer. And that is the 2 original copies at the 1 run, and that was a winning one on the turf over the 1,000 meters, goes over the extra 200 meters this afternoon. The second favorite is number 6, Miss Patty, and that is at 11 to 2. There has been a nibble at the 7 String of Lights, who's also now at 11 to 2, 7 to 1, and better bar those. We have a local debutant, and has been doing well over the Polly at his previous home, previous base, and that was Carl Hewittson's KwaZulu-Natal based stable now with the stable of Kelly Mitchley, and that is at around 7, 8 to 1. Mr. Podesta, original copy, didn't get to see that first run. But, of course, we saw similar silks in the Western Cape after winning in the Eastern Cape Go and a win in the Western Cape.
Yes, Direct Heat you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yes, one very, very good race in the Western Cape. Look, Cecil, yeah, I can't help the people. I believe that Original Copy is a horse to beat. Impressive winner first time out. On breeding, they should have no problem with the 1,200 meters. But if you take this horse out of this race, then it's a minefield. So all I can say to the people is you either bank Original Copy or you go as many as you possibly can afford. I cannot help. I like, after that, if Original Copy wasn't running, I give chances to about 10, 11 horses here. So it's either Original Copy banker or put in as many as you can.
I see in your jackpot you've gone a 1 to 9, and then you've added the 12 and the 15. That is race number 4, one of our bigger fields of 17 accounted for race number 4. If it is a mare's 71st leg of the first jackpot off at 2:15. Well, we're well into the second half of an 8-race program at Quebec's Fairview Racecourse, where we're racing on the turf this afternoon. Race number 5 is the start of the second half, and that also the start of the second and final jackpot of the afternoon, off at 10 to 3. Now, as far as the changes go, nothing to report as way of changes, and that is up to date as we are on air right now. But the betting we can update, and that sees the number 1, King's Ransom, now in new silks at a new home, but a very useful performer when still here on the Highveld. That is one of your fancied horses. Not your favorite, though, and I think King's Ransom could indeed be value in the race. But the 8, Munchkin, relocated, is now at 2 to 1. The 3, Executor, is at 28 to 10. And then King's Ransom, 9 to 2. 11 to 2, the 4, Bethel. The 6, Captain TikTok, and nibbled that into 17 to 2. Now, race number 5, sets back up to a mare trade at 82. Drop in distance to 1,000 meters, Mr. Podesta, field of 11. The only thing I can give you before I hand over to you is a form update from Tuesday, and that is the 2. What a winner that ran and that finished eighth, 9.25 lengths behind Dubai Hills. That was over a distance of 1,200. Comes back to 1,000 meters, where it's raced 42 times for 10 wins, as well as 19 placings. So back to a more optimum trip.
Yeah, but he's been completely off form, Cecil. Look, I cannot see King's Ransom give 6.5 kilos to Munchkin. So I've actually not included King's Ransom in my jackpot, but if people want to add it, I think that is the next source besides the 4 that I like that has to go in. I like Munchkin, and then I like Captain TikTok. I think he's having his peak run, and he loves the course and distance. Bethel is a specialist over the course and distance, and Executor. So my selections are in no particular order: 3, 4, 6, and 8, and then King's Ransom would be the next one. I haven't included it, but if people want to add it, they should do so.
Yeah, and of course, Pendragon also having a first run of the province. Seems to be better over the 1,200, but could really enjoy the change of environment. That's race 5. And as you heard, 3, 4, 6, 8 in no particular preference or preferential order. And then, of course, that banker once again rears its head in the third leg of Jackpot 2. We're back to Maiden Company for race number 6, the first leg of the last pick 3. It's a place Soccer 610 and a 13 maiden plate. It's over the 1,400 meters, and we have a well-named horse as the favorite. It is in the colors of the Hollywood Racing and goes by the name Asinatanga, and that is at a 14 to 10. Number 2, Grand Allegra, rather, that is into 15 to 10. Number 12, Springsteen, is at 6 to 1. It's 11 to 1, and better bar those quoted runners. Well, it is a second run for Asinatanga in the PE province, or in Tebera, and a very good debut effort. It is leading jockey in the country, Craig Zaki, getting the ride from Gav Smith. Now, what do you say, Asinatanga could prove that name to be prophetic?
Yes, just a little concern dropping in trip. I would have liked to see it running again over 16 or further. The way it finished last time, I thought she would need another 16 or further. Cecil, I think number 2 is the right horse here, Grand Allegra. I think he's the horse. So on that run beyond Arctic Wizard at Durbanville over the 1,250, I think that form is very, very strong, and that makes him the horse to beat. I do make it a 2-horse affair, and between 1 and 2, but I'm in the camp of number 2 to beat number 1. Keep an eye on that first, not Raider, but the one that's having the Springsteen, number 12, I think it is, yeah?
Yeah, huh? That's number 12 in the colors of the AWSM, your current champion owners of the province. That was crowned after the end of last season. Springsteen, well named, as a Rafif out of a Windrush mare. Hungry Heart, of course, Hungry Heart, one of Bruce's big songs. So that is the story, 2 ahead of 1, and then the 12 to show improvements. Well, the number 7 has propped up constantly on its lonesome on all selection boards that we put up courtesy of Nino. And we've got to that race 7, where number 7 in those very famous hopes of Greg Blank is your favorite. And now, at the moment, let's have a look at what price we've got about the 7. And that is showing at 19 to 20, 28 to 10 about the 9. Nothing else matters. The 1, Give Me More Time, is at 9 to 2. It is 7 to 1 and better bar those. So the top 3 have all found a bit of support in the markets, but always in the red is the 7 Heart Stealer. And that is Mrs. Utah, Gary Pierre, Greg Blank, and HFT Lynn. Richard Farid from draw 2 gets the ride. And as far as you're concerned, you don't want to know. Did win well, 5 lengths ahead of the second place horse, but that was in an average rating of 66, Nino. Now jumps up to a rating of average rating of 80.
Yeah, I know that. He's up in class a little bit, but a horse can only win the races that he's been put in. But wasn't he impressive in that race? And if you look at the times, there's not much between him and John Carlos, which I made the nearest danger, by the way, not number 1. I'm not in the camp of the one at all. But I think this is going to take a power of beating. The way it won last time, super impressive. And it could have won but 10, Cecil. You see,
Yes.
so even though it goes up in class, Jean Carlos has to give it 2.5 kilos. I don't think nothing else matters can beat it. So, and also on the card, you have to find a banker if you want to catch it exotic. I've preached this many times before. You need a banker. And this is my banker. I might be wrong, but personally, this is the banker for me. I make the nearest danger number 2, Jean Carlos.
Okay, so that could be the exact 7 from 2. Right, we bring the curtain down with a stairs race over the 2,700 meters. It's the next Fairview race meeting Friday the 14th. It is the Pinnacle Stakes and certainly a race to look forward to. Lots of renewal of rivalries. Numbers 1, 3, and 4 recently met in that feature that was won by the last name, number 4, Bournemouth, but certainly has gone up as far as the ratings are concerned, and that could be the telling factor according to the markets. Well, let's have a look at what the market suggests could be the one to be on in a race number 8, and they're siding, and it wouldn't be a strange phenomenon at all to see this one come through and come back to winning ways, and that is the Tara Magic at 24-10. The 1 Fire Rally 3-1. Number 4 Bournemouth is at 3-1. 7-1 about the 8 Women's World. 15-2. The 6 Official Secret, it is 11-1 and better for those quoted runners. Craig Zaki was aboard the Tara Magic the last time it ran when running second to Bournemouth. Has been aboard 4 times and has won and placed second, so basically knows the horse well. Nino, always interesting to hear your perspective on such situations where there's weight turnarounds and up in class, down in class, as was the case last race. What are your thoughts to race 8?
Well, weights don't lie, and there's no way they're on paper. But then again, the races are not run on paper. But at the weight, there's no way that Bournemouth can beat Zatara Magic and even Fire Alley. I don't know if Fire Alley will stay or if he's suited to the 2,700, but Zatara Magic definitely is. So I think that's going to be a very hard horse to beat. And then you got the best weighted horse in the race, which is the filly Official Secret. So, to me, I'm in the camp of the 3 to beat 1 and 4, and the lurker could be Official Secret.
So basically, the top 4 in the betting there should be the ones who are fighting it out race 8, and the money could be right on the button there. The 3 is Zatara Magic to reverse the placings on their last meeting. That's been the 8 race program, and that is starting at 12:30 with that first leg of the Bipot in Quebec, where we're racing on the turf.